And the wind is really going to be a factor in this defensive game. It is blowing straight back into the backstop here tonight, so those pitches might have a little extra heat on them, and those fly balls going to die a little bit earlier than you're used to as well.
Yeah, you're going to have to defend yourself in the wind here throughout this ball game. But
yeah, I've got a wide open window in front of me, so you can probably hear it through the microphone as well. I'm trying to block it as much as possible, but we'll play through it. It feels fantastic. I'll say that much.
Oh, I bet it feels great over there.
It feels great, as hot as it is, and then having this nice breeze on you. I shouldn't even say breeze. It's a little stronger than a breeze at this point. It's like just a strong gust, really, at this point. But it does feel fantastic, keeping me cool, but it is absolutely going to play a factor in this game.
Well, it might play a little bit of a factor in the game. It might play a factor in you making your lovely commentary over there, but that'll be just fine. You got some papers that deflect it off, and
gonna try to anyways.
Be able to
we'll see.
Get that going at least. But one thing was I was able to talk with head coach Trey Bricks earlier just yesterday, as we'll just jump into that coach's show right here on 96.5 KSOM.
And we'll continue here on our KSOM pregame show. I'm Zach Collins. I had the opportunity yesterday to talk with AHSTW head coach Trey Bricks to get an insight on how his baseball team has been able to go almost 500 in their last 10 games. What are some maybe even key takeaways coming, especially from last night's game against Missouri Valley? A big win for you and your boys.
Yeah, it was a big win. That we played pretty decent on defense. We put the ball in play well, and Nick Denning threw strikes. We thought the first time we played them, we had opportunities and just couldn't get it done. And so it was good to see the second time around that we could do it.
And, your team, just in the last 8 games alone, you're 4-4 overall. Really, what's been that spark to get these boys really back on a winning track?
Well, I think a lot of it was, early on in the season, we just couldn't make the simple plays on defense when we needed to. And we were shooting ourselves in the foot. And once we kind of took care of that, things got a lot better. I think, moving Caleb Hatch from center field to shortstop has really helped us. I never dreamt that I would have done that, but he's been a great team player. Told me he could go wherever I needed him to go, and he's kind of given us a boost there on defense at shortstop.
And even too, pitching continues to be the key element. Just kind of what we talked even last time about that. Really, what has continued to make your pitchers be successful, and really how has the infield improved as well to make pitching so successful?
We try to get ahead in the count, help ourselves out that way. We want to change speeds when we can, but the biggest thing is don't walk people, make them earn it. And so, the pitchers have done a pretty good job of that. And then when we get our ground balls, we got to make the plays that we can make. And we've done a better job of that. We still have some issues from time to time where we get ourselves in trouble, but we know when we make the routine plays, we're pretty tough.
Right. And even kind of looking at the hitting aspect too, the batting average continues to go up. Is it really that they're more plate disciplined now, or are they just taking, more chances at the plate to be able to bring that average a little bit more up?
When we talked earlier, a lot of it was about the mental approach at the plate. Mm-hmm. So we continue to preach that. You got to be a smart batter. You got to, let those bad pitches go by, jump on your pitch to drive, that type of stuff. And, we're continuing to get better at that. We're far from perfect, but yeah, the boys are getting better night by night.
And even looking at it, Timmy, with today's game, you've only got 7 left total in the regular season. Of course, you want to see your boys finish out with, 7 straight wins. That'd be great. 8 straight wins if you count last night's game. But really, what are some of your expectations for your boys coming into really these next 2 weeks?
Well, we talked last night about, it was a good win against Mo Valley, and we need to take that momentum, the last 2 weeks here and really try to get hot at the end of the season. I think there's a lot of winnable games on the schedule left here, and, just continue to try to do the little things right and get better every night. And, by postseason time, hopefully we're in a good situation.
And just looking here tomorrow, you'll be taking on IKM Manning, a team that you lost in a tight one, 8-7 earlier this season. How do you kind of look to flip the script in that game, and really how much will that game kind of propel your boys into next week? Yeah,
I think it's a big point of emphasis for us to win that game. The first time we had a 7-3 lead going into the bottom of the 7th, and we couldn't play defense in the 7th, and that's what cost us. So, if we can make the plays that we can make, make the routine plays, put the ball in play, and throw strikes, we give ourselves good opportunities. So, I know the boys remember that game, and we want to, kind of change the script. So, that's our goal. Go throw strikes, make the routine plays, and put the ball in play, give ourselves a chance.
And that was head coach Trey Bricks right here in our KSOM pregame show for our coaches show. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll dive into the starting lineups and get you ready for the opening pitch of this baseball competition. More of this coming up right after the break.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs, and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health. Neighbors caring for neighbors.
If authentic Mexican food is what you're craving, then come on into Rancho Grande in Atlantic. We're more than just tacos and margaritas, but we do make the best of both. We have appetizers, beef, chicken, seafood dishes, and desserts. Mixed drinks, wine, imported and domestic beers are on the menu too. Dine in or relax on the patio with family, friends, date night, or a quick stop before or after the game. Open 7 days a week. You'll be able to fill in your cravings of authentic Mexican food at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
Into the starting lineups here for this competition this evening, starting with the IKM Manning Wolves in their batting order. It'll be Ross Kusel in center field, batting first. Brandon Fuse, number 31 in left field. Number 8, Lane Sams, batting third, the shortstop. Number 41, Jay Starman, the first baseman, batting in cleanup. Brex Summerfield batting in fifth. Number 3 at second base. Xander Richards, right fielder, number 15, batting sixth. Brock Kusel, number 11, batting seventh, the catcher in this competition. Tristan Berry, the pitcher, batting in eighth, number 9, and Carson Lorenzen at third base, number 1 in this competition, batting in ninth. For AHSTW, Aiden Akers taking the mound here this evening. Akers so far this season, a pretty good player to say the least on the mound this year. A 1.18 ERA. So far this year he's pitched in 29 2/3 innings, allowed 33 hits, and he's had 25 strikeouts. So pretty good down the line. AHSTW, more so a very good pitching team this season. Nick Denning had a pretty good performance against Missouri Valley in that last competition. Not as great against Logan Magnolia as they fell 13-1 in their last game, but you're going to get some tough stints, and that's a tough stint for them. But continuing down the line, Nick Denny, the catcher here in this competition, or at first base is Calvin Parker. Second base, we got Braden Finneran. At shortstop here in this competition today, it's Caleb Hatz. Third base, it's Charlie Lane. Left field, Evan Wendt. In center field, it's Ty Nelson. And Sam Sturm out in right field in this competition. As Austin, we're already underway here at AHSTW High School. Starting a little bit early in this competition here. Originally slated for around a 7:30 start, but a little bit better than the last one, where we start at 4 o'clock rather than 7:30 for the last game.
Yeah, a little bit weirder last time, so we're already off to a strong start here, starting moderately on time.
I'll take moderately on time versus about 4 or 5 hours away sometimes, which has happened before. First pitch is a strike. This one toward the outside in the dirt gets Kusel swinging, brings up an 0-2 count. So far this season, Kusel, a very good hitter at the plate, batting .338. He's had 18 singles and 6 doubles. Pitch high and outside, that one for a ball. Akers trying to get him to chase on the outside. Sometimes you get hitters chasing. Every once in a while.
One of them, because my depth perception sometimes off to the side is a little worse than the average person. Those outside pitches used to get me swinging all the time.
That's all right. Sometimes it happens. The 1-2, it's knocked fair toward the left center line. That's going to be a base hit there for Kusel to start things off. So a runner on first, nobody down, brings up Brandon Fuse.
What a nice hit, too. Just right down the baseline, bounces right over the bag. third baseman was like, I don't know, is that going to be fair or not? And it was, again, just right down the line, right up and over the bag.
Braden Fuse this year, just 176 at the plate. He's had 9 hits on 21 games played so far this season. Shows bunt. Throw to first is not going to be in time. Akers keeping Kusel a little bit, on his toes a little bit. You want to keep him kind of pitter-pattering back and forth.
Keep him honest over there at first base.
Akers with the high leg kick and the pitch. That one outside, and the throw to second is not going to be in time. Kusel will get a stolen base over at second base. I believe that pitch was called for a strike as well. It's almost like it was going to be thrown out, but it ended up having a little bit of movement on it to kind of curve its way back in.
Yeah, and a little bit of a delay on it, too. That wind, you're really pushing it back, so it's going to get there a little bit slower.
Pitch way outside and low. Kusel looked like he was going to go for a second. He holds up at second base. He's about a quarter of the way down the line already.
Yeah, and we got this large backstop, so, a lot of stolen bases could be had here tonight as well.
Was I over-exaggerating the backstop?
No, you really weren't.
Okay. I didn't think I was.
Most backstops are about half the length of this one.
Ball hit on up the middle. Towards short. Throw to first has got to be in time, so it'll be the 6-3 play made for the first out of the inning. Nice pickup by Caleb Hatch. The throw on over to Calvin Parker. But a runner in scoring position here for the Wolves brings up Lane Sams, the shortstop. Beautiful day here for a ball game.
Absolutely. Nice little breeze, too. Can't go wrong with that. 277 batter is Sams.
Pitch on the outside of Sams is a ball. Brings up the 1-0. Is that one you would maybe swing at? That one that's just kind of toward the outside and low? Or did you like him high on the outside?
Outside and low are more my speed. Because I was
right.
like, all right, I feel like I can, I don't judge them as well.
This one's
So
chopped to third. Gets a run down here with Kusel. Running on in, now throwing to the catcher. Continuing with a bit of a run down. Continuing down, and he's going to be tagged out in the baseline. Nice run down. So I believe it's going to be a 5-2, and I believe that was the shortstop, if I'm mistaken. 5-2-6.
A dangerous little rundown pickle situation they had going on there is a lot of them letting it get too close to either bag before letting that throw go. But they got the tag regardless. But we'll have a little quick timeout here. Looked like the wind got knocked out of one of our players here. It'll look like Caleb Hatch, as he'll be a little slow to get up and walk back to his position back at short.
He really ran him down, to say the least, though. I mean, he came in.
That was incredible acceleration.
He came in like he hit the nitrous and just went on a run. I mean, he was coming in quick. Kusel just couldn't keep up and gets tagged out in the baseline.
And Kusel had a head start, too. He turned and started running back to home before the ball was even there to Hatch, and Hatch just took off and caught up to him right about halfway down the line.
But it looks like the shortstop of Caleb Hatch will be just fine. He goes on over towards short. But Lane Sams over at second. 2 down. Jay Starman up at the plate, the first baseman. Runner on second, 2 down. Akers with the pitch. So on high and outside, brings up ball 1. Starman this season, 470 at the plate. 31 hits, 18 of which are singles, 9 are doubles. And also on the year, 4 homers. He swings at this one down low. Unable to find it is Nick Denny. Finally does find it. Really, I mean, Lane Sams probably at second should have gone once that ball went through his legs, because Denning didn't find it for about 4 or 5 seconds.
No, we had folks up here in the press box yelling at him to tell him where it was. He had no idea that it was even that far past him. But clearly he wasn't worried because he had no runner going.
Right. But does bring up a strike to the 1-1 after the swing by Starman. Akers with the 1-1. Starman, shallow fly ball out toward left field. Halting over at third base will be Sams. So Starman picks up a single, advances the runner. Still 2 down in the inning. Brings up Rick Summerfield.
Nice little blooper out there, short outfield. Good spot for it, right in the middle of all three of those defensive players, the shortstop, third baseman, and left fielder. Nobody's going to be able to get there in time, and just drops it right in there for a nice little base hit.
I mean, that's a perfect one. If you're left fielder Evan Wendt, you're just going to go, well, I can throw it in, but there's no way you can get there in time.
Yeah.
Especially even if you're just shortstop Caleb Hatch, nothing you can do in that case either. Pitch on the outside, catches him swinging for strike one, brings up the 0-1. It's been short count so far here.
Summerfield now up 21 hits, all of them singles so far this year.
It's like bats like me.
Batting a hit per game so far.
That's not like me. A little bit better than me.
21 games started, 21 games played, 21 hits out of his 63 at-bats. It's a .333 for him.
Can't ask for really anything better than that, especially in a guy who's batting in the fifth spot.
Consistency.
That's all you want. Swings at this one, picks up strike two. Brings up the 1-2 count, 2 down. Runners at the corners. See if Akers can record his first strikeout here in the ball game. Kick up by Akers. The off-speed pitch. Doesn't catch him swinging. Brings up ball two. The 2-2 count now to the second baseman.
The old deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on, but not on second. First and third.
It's true. Akers with the motion. Gets this one down the pipe. Hit on over to Hatch. Hatch makes the throw on over to first, and he's going to be safe. That'll score a run. Put up the first run of the ball game on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Advances the runner on over towards second. Really what Hatch should have done, Austin, just run on it.
Go step on second base. Nobody was there. But
right.
Again, we've seen Hatch run. He's quicker than most of these runners out here. You probably could have made it over to the bag.
Probably could have, as this one's going to be hit in shallow center, holding at third, and not going to be able to come in and score. And a nice throw coming out forward in center field by Ty Nelson. Xander Richards knocking in that single. We've got back-to-back-to-back singles now here for IKM Manning with 2 down. Bases loaded.
A first pitch hit, too. We were still talking about the last run, the last play, and that thing was shot out into the outfield.
I still mark it in my scorebook. I look up and see him swing and knock that one out towards center field. Bases loaded, 2 down. Akers with the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off. Just goes right past the press box here, Austin. The chance is probably not alive here today.
Non-existent, yeah.
With the netting in front.
A little bit of netting over top and in front of us here, so.
Unless it somehow curves in some non-existent way, then maybe you'd have a chance.
That would defy the laws of physics.
It would. This one low and in the dirt. Denning able to pick it up toward the right side. Still brings the ball, brings a 1-1 count here.
And we haven't seen much movement on these past balls either. They've been fairly close, even with a large backstop like this. You think maybe, take off, hope it keeps rolling, but we haven't seen much of that.
Akers with a beautiful pitch, curved on out and went on in, brings it to 1-2 count. Brock Kusel at the plate. Kusel just .233 on the season. Bases loaded, 2 down, 1-0 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Akers with the pitch. Catches him swinging and missing. Strike 3, so he gets a strikeout to retire the side. Just 1 run allowed. We'll head to the bottom of the first. 1-0 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. See you back in a few moments.
If authentic Mexican food is what you're craving, then come on into Rancho Grande in Atlantic. We're more than just tacos and margaritas, but we do make the best of both. We have appetizers, beef, chicken, seafood dishes, and desserts. Mixed drinks, wine, imported and domestic beers are on the menu too. Dine in or relax on the patio with family, friends, date night, or a quick stop before or after the game. Open 7 days a week. You'll be able to fill in your cravings of authentic Mexican food at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
When it comes to your investments, I know you have a choice. Hi, I'm Mark Smith, a certified financial planner and registered investment advisor with Principal Financial Group. Today I want to say thank you, Southwest Iowa. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve the community for 39 years. Over the years, you've given me the opportunity to get to know you and your family. Thank you for your trust, your confidence, and most of all, your relationship. If I can help you with your financial plan, please give me a call at 712-243-2466. Mark Smith, Principal Financial in Atlantic.
Listening to KSOM Sports.
And the bottom of the first inning is brought to you by Brockert Carnes & Carnes, your trusted insurance since 1894. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West on this beautiful Friday evening at AHSTW High School in this baseball matchup between the IKM Manning Wolves and the AHSTW Vikings. Currently 1-0 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. And the scoreboard always brought to you by the Seed Pros, by your side from the word go. Your Pioneer Pros, John Becker, Mark Van Tiger, Gary Dinkla, and Nick Knutson. And Austin, I mean, HSCW got a little bit flustered there defensively. Really, if they clean things up throughout the rest of this ball game, and really, I mean, they got flustered, but only allowed to run too at the same time. So that's pretty good to say the least. If you're getting flustered in a ball game, you're only allowed to run.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it works out well for them as well. And it's a good defensive showing. We'll just have to see how their bats get moving here in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, the bats are really key here for HSCW, a team that really has not been batting well so far this season. Coming into their game against Missouri Valley and even coming into this competition, just batting around that 230 mark so far this year. So we'll kind of see how they play out here today, especially at the plate. Plate discipline is one of the things the head coach Trey Bricks kind of talked to me a little bit about and gave me a little bit of insight on how really they just need to start swinging the bat. And that's kind of where the key is going to lie. Aiden Akers starting things off at the plate. The pitcher here in tonight's ball game. On the mound, it's Tristan Berry, as this one's going to be flown out of play, foul. And Berry so far this season, a 3.27 ERA. He's pitching just 15 innings, 14 hits allowed, 7 earned runs, and 14 strikeouts. Berry with this pitch on the inside brings up the 1-1 count. And speaking of the batter here, Aiden Akers, he's batting just 257. He's had 8 singles, 1 double, 9 of 35 at the plate so far this year. Swings at this one, and the dart brings up strike 2, brings up the 1-2 count. Now he's got to defend.
Again, this is going to be a big thing, being able to get your top of the lineup batters, be able to put some hits into play here for the Vikings.
Pops this one up. It's going to be out of play, foul. Heard an ooh. That's never a good sign to hear that.
Must come close to somebody or somebody's car.
Let's hope not the car. Berry with this pitch, catches him swinging, strike 3. Akers strikes out, brings on the first out of the inning. Nick Denning coming up now to the plate. Denning looked very good in the last game that I called against Audubon, especially in that big double header. A long night, but a fun night. It was an interesting night because of weather and just about every circumstance that could have happened in a ball game, it happened.
And Denning's an interesting batter, to say at least 16 walks on the season, just 4 strikeouts. And he's hit a little bit of everything, 5 singles, 6 doubles. He's got more doubles than he has singles, and a triple as well.
It's not something you typically see down the line, or ever. Nick Denning, a very good athlete here for HSTW. You've seen him in multiple sports, talked to him multiple times. Great athlete, great kid. Now working with a 2-0 count at the plate. Berry with this pitch, meets that outside edge for a strike. Brings up the 2-1 count. Speaking of Denning, too, I mean, just a slugging percentage of .556. That's where it really shows. On the 2-1, brings up 3-1. That's one that you kind of bring out the 9-iron and try to chip that one away.
Or if you're Zach Collins, bring out the driver.
Bring out the driver because you're going to get the same outcome.
Away, yeah.
And Denning walks, just as you mentioned, Austin. Big key walk. How many is that for him already this season?
17 will be hit for him. He's been hit by pitch twice, though, as well. But again, really the thing to look at, like you said, slugging percentage, .556, on base percentage, .545. It's incredible to look at. Just 4 strikeouts, 2 hit by pitches, and it's, again, that's 16 walks. 1 sack fly on him, but, I mean, sack flies are sack flies, you know.
You want them.
You want them.
You're
you
happy
also
when you
don't
have
want
one.
them, but,
right.
you know. 50-50 on that one. But again, just 16 walks, leads his team by 6 walks. Next highest is Akers with 10 of them.
Wow. Showing bunt here at the plate is Caleb Hatch. Hatch the shortstop here in this ball game, batting .286 at the plate so far this season. On-base percentage of .404.
Let me know, Denning, double the third place amount of walks on the team. That'd be Jorgensen with 8.
Wow. See, that's some kind of plate discipline Coach Brooks is talking about, though. You want to be a hitter like Nick Denning. I mean, really down the line. I mean, maybe in terms of his batting average, I mean, .333. You're happy with that. You're happy with the OBP. Happy with just about everything down the line.
Yeah, leads the team in batting average with that .333.
Throws on the outside for a ball, and stealing second is Denning, so he's able to pick up the steal. Brings up the 1-2 count, 1 down, runner at second. Barry settles, now delivers. Catches him swinging.
Is that
Looks like
drop
it actually
third?
looks like. Well, I'm not entirely sure because got the glove in there, so maybe it's gonna be catcher's interference. Would be my guess, actually.
The bat knocked the glove off his hand?
Right, but I mean, it looked like it was knocked out. Glove went down because you saw Brock Kissel like just kind of wagging the hand a little bit. I mean, Kissel was just
Clearly something hurt his
right
hand.
there. Glove was down.
And it will be.
And he'll take the walk on over toward first.
Hatch takes first base of catcher interference. Brings the plate. Second baseman, number 20.
So instead of a strikeout, Austin, it brings up E2 for an error with catcher's interference officially.
Now a big spot here for Braden Finneran. The .311 batting average, second best on the team.
Braden Finneran also a very quick player on the bases as well. Pitch by Barry low in the dirt on the outside, brings up ball 1. Still 1 down, 1-0 on the C-Pro scoreboard. IKM Manning leads in this ball game. Looks like we're really in store for a good one here tonight.
Yeah, it's been really close. I mean, a lot of good defense so far, some great pitching as well.
Catches him swinging, throw it on over to third, is not in time. Denning slides into third, now he's running and heading on in home, and he's going to be safe. Nick Denning adds on a run on that C-Pro scoreboard, ties things up at 1-1. And taking second is Caleb Hatch. But that definitely was an error over there at third base, I'd say.
Again, just an off-target throw just a little bit, but and you'll have to I'll let you decide who gets that error. But again, scores a run, ties this thing up for IKM Manning and AHSTW.
I'd say it's a catchable ball. I'd label E5.
Okay.
That's what I'd give it.
Tie game nonetheless, and a runner on second.
Pitch low for Finneran as he's now working with a 2-1 count. And a good spot to be here if you're HSTW with a runner on second. 1 down. As he looks at this one down in the dirt. Taking third on a pass ball is going to be Caleb Hatch.
Into the world's largest backstop. Timeout going to be called here by IKM Manning.
I mean, I can almost put like a rubber right here at the fence and then just, turn around home plate and be a youth mound.
Pretty much.
I mean, it is one of the biggest backstops I've ever seen. They're going to meet. We're going to pause for a few moments here to get a word from our sponsors.
At 2nd Street Auto, it's our mission to get you back on the road fast. And it all starts with free local towing. Once you're back at the shop, we talk you through your car repair with a free and fair estimate. We do everything in-house so you know who's working on your car. Our Hercules tires come with free road hazard repair, free rotation for the life of the tires, and a free alignment check. And nobody can beat our transmission rebuild and repair experts. Brakes, tune-ups, oil changes, preventative maintenance, and service work make 2nd Street your first stop.
KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you back here to AHSTW High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West, currently tied 1-1 at Seed Pro scoreboard. As at the plate is Braden Finneran, as this one is going to be labeled for a strike, meets that border, brings up now a 2-2 count as he was at 2-1 before that pitch. And my water bottle exploded everywhere. And of course it goes on the scorebook instead of anything else. And this one goes into the glove of the catcher, brings up strike 3, and Finneran strikes out. So it'll bring out Chase Wheatley with 2 down on the inning. And me trying to get the water away. You might ask, what kind of water bottle do you have? Is it one of those that spills? No, it isn't. It's one that just flips up. I guess it built so much pressure, and oh, I guess that's what happens.
We'll say that Wheatley, after he takes strike 1 here, no RBIs on the season.
Interesting. This one's going to be knocked foul. Almost making a play over at first base was G. Starman. Had a chance on it. He could have punched in the guns a little bit quicker. That's a tough foul ball to get, to say the least. Wheatley now working with an 0-2 count, the DH in tonight's ball game. Brings up the 0-2. Hits a ball on that one.
Wheatley with a 289 on base percentage, just 179 at the plate.
He's just working on it, the DH this season. Barry holds, catches him swinging, strike 3. That'll retire the side as we're tied 1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. We head to the top of the second. We'll be back here in just a few moments.
When you walk your fields this spring, will each plant have emerged consistently? Ensure consistent emergence of every plant by managing residue, firming seed, and controlling downforce with precision planting upgrades for your planter so that every seed gives you a return on investment and isn't left to chance. Transform your planter with Riggs Ag in Lewis and get the best stand you ever had. Call Jim Riggs at 712-254-2408 today.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And reminding you that the top of the second inning is brought to you by Cass Health. Neighbors caring for neighbors. I'm Zach Collins alongside my broadcast neighbor here this evening, Austin West. Austin, you weren't able to experience the water bottle fiasco that I had over here, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy.
Nothing affected me over here. We're safe and sound with the video equipment, so.
Yeah, we're safe and sound with the audio equipment, which I'd actually rather it get on because it's a little waterproof and it's so dusty from being at some baseball, softball games. Nope, instead it goes on the scorebook that I'm going to hope that airs out a little bit here.
Thankfully, it's pages you've already used, so you should be okay for future games. Just tonight might be a little harder.
Yeah, well, we've got the one for whatever next game's going to be. So whoever the away team is, hopefully they don't go 9 innings because that'll look interesting.
That would be interesting to see a high school baseball game go 9 innings. I haven't seen many of those, but I've seen a couple.
I've been a part of a couple. They're long.
They are long.
And mine was a 1-1 ball game.
Ooh.
It was long.
Yeah, 1-1. Well, 1-1 sounds like it should be a lot shorter, actually.
You'd think.
3-out innings.
You'd think, but it wasn't. It was like leaving 2 runners stranded just about every inning, as this one's on the outside for a strike. Tristan Berry, the pitcher, now up at the plate. Berry so far this season, just at 160 for his batting average. On-base percentage of .288. So far, just 8 hits. This one's hit on over towards the shortstop, third base. Gap throw to first is in time.
Thought he might have pulled his foot over there. That's what the first base coach was looking for, but.
Charlie Lane, what a play to say the least for the first out of the inning. One away.
They're calling him safe. There it is.
Wow.
That's what it looked like. It looked like he might have gotten the pull of the foot there as well. Thought the coach might try to argue it. He does, and does get it there as well.
So we'll label an error in that case.
It was close. I couldn't tell for sure if that's what it was going to be from up here, but You know, I thought there could have been an argument.
Throw to first, not in time. Carson Lorenzen up at the plate. Akers with the off-speed pitch on the outside brings up a ball, the 1-0. Lights still not on here this evening. Sun's still in pretty much full effect at the ball field.
Minus the clouds, you know, covering it up just a little bit.
A little bit, not too bad.
Nice breeze rolling on through.
Bunt down over toward the third base line, picked up and thrown to first. That one brings up the 5-3. Advances the runner on over towards second. So we got one runner at second. And brings up back at the top of the order with Ross Kissel. Our last had a single. You're getting tired over there on me, aren't you?
Oh, just a little bit, you know.
Long day, good golf tournament.
Long day at work in the golf tournament today, you know, for KSOM.
Yeah, working if you want to.
I was absolutely working very hard. Serving food to our wonderful teams that were participating here today.
What kind of food did you serve, Austin?
We had some hamburgers, we had chips, we had some desserts like, you know, Little Debbie products. So that was nice stuff to have.
I'm so proud of you for packaging all those Little Debbies for us.
Yeah, packaged them myself.
Made them in your apartment. It was just so nice of you. This one chopped in the gap in between short and third. And rounding third and heading home is going to be Lorenzen as he's going to be tagged out at the plate. He came around like a bullet, but unfortunately, Tristan Berry gets tagged out at the plate.
Yeah, just a nice throw right on target down the line. You ain't jumping over that if that's at belly button level.
Brings up the 7-2 for the second out of the inning. And Ross Kusel able to make it on over towards second base, however, so he's in pretty good base position. Picks up a single there, back-to-back singles for the center fielder. Now brings up Braden Fuse. Looks like this one is foul tipped. Finally does call that there for the umpire. Brings up the 0-1.
So I'm surprised they sent him there from third. Looked like, you know, the throw was getting ready to be made. Not sure why you want to maybe hold off on sending him if the throw is, you know, about to come in towards home.
Especially because at that point, I mean,
it was shallow outfield.
Right.
It wasn't deep outfield by any means.
This one's going to be slapped shallow once again. But holding here at third is going to be Kusel.
They learned from the last play. Hey, let's just hold them up on third after the short outfield hit.
But see, I can almost see it happening more on 2 outs rather than 1 out because you get a runner on 30, you pop up a single just like that. You would have had another run on that scoreboard.
Yeah, that would have been a run right there.
Right.
If you would have held him there, but again.
Sometimes
it would have been 1 out. You know, 1 out, they're willing to take a chance. 2 outs, not so much.
Runners at the quarters, 2 down. See if Akers can get out of this inning here for AHSTW. Catches Sam swinging. Denning able to get back to that one as touched the glove a little bit on toward that outside. Brings up the 0-1 count.
I was waiting to see if they were going to call a foul tip on that one, but no call came, and they just let the runner make his way over to second.
Akers with a full windup. This one an off-speed pitch on the inside, and what a pitch that was.
That was strike zone no matter which way you were looking at it. Even if there was no movement, that thing was going to hit the outside edge.
Oh, definitely.
That's one you got to swing at.
A little bit of a slider action, maybe. Akers takes the full rotation here once again with runners on second and third. This one out on note towards Caleb Hatch. The throw on over to first is not in time. And throw on home also not in time. 2 runners score for IKM Manning. Sams picks up the single and an RBI there on that attempt as 2 runs wind up on the Seed Pro scoreboard. Now that's the heads-up base running that you're looking for right there.
Yeah, and it looked like that throw was on time, just dropped here at home plate is what it looked like. Now you got a runner on first, and 2 runs pushed across, the 3-1 lead now for IKM Manning off the 2-out rally.
Been a good rally, to say the least.
Put some runs across, might as well.
First, it looked like it was going to be quick. I mean, it was 2 down, and then Ross Kissel just started getting the offense rolling as they hit the top of the order once again. This an off-speed pitch. The change up toward the outside brings up a strike on Starman. Starman last had a single in his last at-bat, reached third, and until AHSTW was able to leave him stranded, wasn't able to score.
And
Throw to first is not in time.
They've been loving that gap over there between short and
Oh,
third.
they have.
That's about every hit has been right over there. Either pop up into the shallow outfield, liner right between them, whatever it was, it's going there, it seems like so far tonight.
Pitch by Akers, slap by Starfield on over towards second. Throw to first is going to be in time. So a nice pickup and throw by Finneran as he's able to retire the side, but not before IKM Manning puts on 2. 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. We head to the bottom of the second. Don't go anywhere. See you back here in just a few moments.
When you walk your fields this spring, will each plant have emerged consistently? Ensure consistent emergence of every plant by managing residue, firming seed, and controlling downforce with precision planting upgrades for your planter so that every seed gives you return on investment and isn't left to chance. Transform your planter with Riggs Ag in Lewis and get the best stand you ever had. Call Jim Riggs at 712-254-2408 today.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And the bottom of the second inning is brought to you by Riggs Ag Services. Transform your planter with help from Riggs Ag Services in Lewis. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West, who can make a Little Debbie cake his own. And how would you do that, actually? That's my question to you.
Real simple, actually.
Okay, I'm interested.
So what you do is you get in your car,
all right,
drive to a grocery store,
okay,
pull it off the shelf,
right, and
then just take it home and you're set to go.
Oh, so you're just stealing it? You don't even check out?
No. Oh.
You forgot about a step, didn't you?
I wasn't gonna get that in depth, but
well, you said drive there, and you were like talking so in depth, and then
there,
you go
to the
go
grocery
there,
store,
grab it,
pull
and
off
just
the shelf.
leave. Yep, I see how it is.
I mean, a lot of people with self-checkout anymore, they'll take it and just go.
I know. Now I'm gonna watch you if I see you at the grocery store next time.
I check out everything. Let's be clear. I do not steal from grocery stores. I am
that's
a
what you
good
say
citizen.
now.
I put my grocery cart back. I check everything through the self-checkout. I'm a good, honest shopper.
Unless it's Little Debbie. It's your addiction.
It's my addiction.
It's all right.
I've had Little Debbie in forever until today.
This one's slapped foul for Charlie Lane, the third baseman.
I mean, what would you say? Top Little Debbie treat. Which one are you going with?
That's a great question. That's a tough question, too, to say the least. Is Lane is going to be called for the swing on that attempt. I don't know if I'd fully agree. Brings up the 1-2 count. I don't know. Cosmic Brownies are just kind of the iconic thing. Bear that outside pitch there. Brings up the 2-2 count. Or zebra cakes Little Debbie, is that?
I believe so, yes.
Because I'd choose those.
Zebra cakes?
Yeah.
It's not a bad option. You know, I'd probably go Cosmic Brownie or maybe those like Christmas tree brownies they have.
This one slapped on over towards second. Throw to first is going to be in time. Nice pickup there by Summerfield with thrown over to Starman for the first out of the inning. Brings up the 4-3 and brings up Evan Wendt. Yeah, I got to agree with you. I mean, what are those, speaking of just kind of looking at Starman, what are those Star-branded Little Debbie cake things? Star Crunch. Yeah, that's it.
Ooh, Star Crunches are unbelievable, underrated, I will say.
I haven't had one of those in so long.
I love me a good Star Crunch. Because it's caramel and it's the rice and the chocolate.
Yeah, there's something to it. Now, like, I would still pick a zebra cake, I'd say.
It's tough. It's definitely tough.
It is tough. The wind's tough here today, too.
Yeah, tough for the ears and the microphones, but for keeping cool, it is anything but.
Oh, I bet. Evan Wendt swings on the second one, brings up now a 1-2 count. I'm just going to think about Little Debbie snacks throughout this entire broadcast.
Yeah, I know. Either that or the chocolate chip cream pies.
Oh.
Those are pretty good. Those are phenomenal.
Those are good.
I used to get those after high school football practice. Fantastic.
The 1-2 count fouled off out of play.
I'll admit this. That's been the one thing, I've may or may not have paid for
Really?
from a store. It was a Little Debbie, 50-cent chocolate chip cream pie.
Well, some people.
I paid for the chocolate milk, though. Let it be known. I
Oh,
paid for my liter of chocolate milk.
You got a liter?
The half gallons that they give.
Goodness.
I paid for that.
Why don't you just get the powder? Then you can have some others for your cereal in the morning.
Because it was post-practice, you go to the nearby convenience store. They had a little diner in the back.
And 3-2 catches him looking. Strike 3, second out of the inning. And Calvin Parker, the first baseman, now coming up here for AHSTW, 8th in the order. But, yeah, that's a interesting situation
we had a
for
little
you.
Grocery store, not grocery store, gas station basically had 2 pumps.
Okay.
And then had the convenience in front, and they actually cooked food and like pizza and stuff in there too.
Nice.
And they had a little diner in the back, so everybody would go in after football practice, grab some cheesy bacon fries, whatever you wanted, just some fries. I was chocolate milk, chocolate chip cream pie. We just go sit in the back and hang out for like 30, 45 minutes after practice, and just everybody hung out there.
This pitch on the outside now brings up the 1-1 count. The picnic tables back there, or are you guys just hanging out back there?
No, it was real dining tables.
Oh, it was real dining tables.
Like a diner.
Okay.
It was a diner back there because they used to, that post-church service, breakfast is what they kind of specialized in.
Going after church and getting breakfast is underrated.
It is just, I don't know, it's weird to say, like, the people that haven't gone to church, it's like, it's just breakfast. But no, it's a
not.
weird... It's a weird thing that makes it kind of better, almost.
It's not just almost better. It is better.
It's like you're looking forward through the whole mass. Like, man, I'm ready for those, like, hash browns after this, like, biscuits and gravy, whatever it may be.
The 1-2 pitch to Parker called a ball. Brings up now a 2-2 count. You got your Deuces Wild, to say the least.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Barry with the pitch. Catches him looking. Strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts looking. A 3-up, 3-down inning. We had at the top of the third. 3-1 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. The Wolves lead. We'll see you back here in just a few moments.
Cass Health in Atlantic, Iowa is a nationally recognized hospital, and we are proud of the awards and all of our recent accomplishments. But do you know what drives us to be the very best? You. We're passionate about helping our patients heal and feel their very best at any age and any stage of life. Cass Health. Neighbors caring for neighbors.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And the top of the third inning is brought to you by Anita Supply Center, your home enhancement store. We are here to help. Currently 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard in this competition as the IKM Manning Wolves lead in this ball game. AHSTW 3-up, 3-down inning there in the bottom of the second. And one thing that I'm kind of realizing is fudge rounds are a thing, and they sound good.
I can't believe you've never had a fudge round for Little Debbie. And also shout out Bennett Blake. Nutter Butters, Nutty Buddies.
Nutty Buddies?
They're Nutty Buddies. Nutter Butter are the peanut, like the cookies.
Those are different,
They're
yeah.
crackers. So Nutty Buddies.
Nutty Buddies are good. Tori likes those.
Tori
yes.
loves
Tori loves those.
Nutty Buddies.
This one's going to be foul tipped away toward the backstop here.
Really what we're learning is if you like Little Debbie products, you can't go wrong. That's basically the point of this. Unless maybe people are like not a fan of the muffins. I think they make muffins too.
Oh, do they?
I don't know. Maybe they're not involved in that, like the packages of muffins to go. I don't know if they're involved in that or not.
I'm not entirely sure. A 1-1 count here for Rick Summerfield. Last had a single in his last at-bat. Akers still on the mound. I'm not entirely sure. This one, a high fly ball on out towards center field. Stepping back and making the catch is Ty Nelson for the first out of the inning. One away. And brings up Xander Richards, who also had a single in his last at-bat. What's your favorite Hostess?
Hostess. Now that's...
snack. You had a Twinkie today, didn't you?
I did have a Twinkie today. Twinkies are phenomenal. Ho-Hos, Ding Dongs, all those are fantastic as well. It's hard to say. I'm not a huge Snowball guy, though.
Nope, I don't like those.
Not a huge Snowball guy.
Those are the coconut ones, right?
Yeah, they're pink as well.
No, those aren't good.
I'm not a big coconut guy in general, to be honest, but I will say they do have the donuts, but does Little Debbie do donuts too?
Yeah, they do donuts. I think they do.
I think the Hostess donuts.
Hostess does the good donuts.
Yeah, I think the bag of donuts from
Yes.
Hostess. Nothing like that when you're either on vacation or you're late to school or something. Grab a couple of those.
Every time I stayed at like a friend's house, half the time their parents would just, here, breakfast.
See, I never had that when I was
Really?
at my friend's house.
Off-speed pitch, got him looking for the strike, brings out the 1-2 count. That one just dropped on in there.
Fun thing is, when I stayed at a friend's house, the one I usually stayed at, his mom, dietitian. So, never really super unhealthy stuff, but, it was still good healthy stuff. Shout out Cinnamon Chex or Cinnamon Life cereal. I forget. I think it's Chex. Cinnamon Chex cereal. You do not need that stuff with milk. Eat that thing plain.
Ugh.
Pull up Black Ops 2 on the Xbox 360 down in the basement. Ain't nothing like it.
That just doesn't sound good.
It is good.
This hit slapped out by Richards on out toward left field, and making the catch is Evan Wynn for the second out of the inning. So 2 flyouts. Brings up Brock Kissel. Last had a strikeout at the plate. I don't know. I thought you get like cabbage or something in the morning.
God, it was never that bad.
Okay, that's.
No.
Thank God for that, at least.
It was just like, you're not going to find, Marshmallow Mateys, or Lucky
Right,
Charms or stuff like that. You're not going to find that around there. So it's going to be Chex. It's going to be Life. It's going to be stuff like that. Low-calorie, sweetener type stuff. So if you ever had the Izzy, fruity drinks in the glass bottles, they're phenomenal. But they're a lot healthier than, sodas. They're kind of where ice is, but also a little closer to pop than the sparkling ice in a way. They're like the halfway between pop and sparkling ices, if you've ever had sparkling ices.
Yeah, those are awful.
What? That's crazy.
Akers with the pitch on the outside, brings up a strike in 0-2.
Yeah. There are Christmas flavors of sparkling ice? Oh, they're terrible. Oh, God. Oh, that just sounds awful. Oh, my goodness.
Cranberry. That's just bad in itself.
Cherry lime.
Off-speed pitch, catches him looking. Strike 3. A 3-up, 3-down inning. We get back-to-back half innings, 3-up, 3-down. We head to the bottom of the third, so 3-1 on the C-Pro scoreboard. See you back in 30.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs, and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And the bottom of the third inning is brought to you by Hummel Insurance. Service is the difference with Hummel. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West, our food critic here in this competition this evening. It's currently 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard as IKM Manning leads in this ball game. We'll see if AHSTW can get on a roll after in the bottom of the second inning. It was a 3-up, 3-down inning, but we'll kind of see what happens. And Austin, continuing here with our food topic.
I like how you said food critic. As a former fat kid, I take pride in my food critiques, I will say.
You know what? Kevin looked at me today, and he goes...
Kevin Ferguson.
Okay. And he looks at me today and goes, well, I'm a good cook because he goes, I got this. He goes, you're a skinny kid, so I don't trust you for a single second.
Can I get an amen?
So is that a true thing? Like if you're at a 5-star restaurant, the chef is skinny, are you going?
I'm still going. It's a 5-star restaurant.
No, but say he's new.
Oh, he's new?
Yeah. He's taking over for a guy who was fat.
I'm going to be like, it's not going to be as good,
Right. I don't know. I kind of be in that stance.
The bigger guys throwing a little bit more stuff in to flavor it up. Maybe another tablespoon of butter extra than the skinny guy is.
Right. Ty Nelson up at the plate. Brings up the 1-0 count.
Skinny guys are able to put away a lot more food and not gain weight half the time, which very jealous of, by the way.
Sorry. My bad. Pitch outside brings up the 2-0 count. Thing is, though, I've kind of started to see it pick up on me.
The metabolism slowing down on you?
Yeah. And I've been able to keep up with it with exercise and such, as this one's fouled off out of play toward the parking lot. But, I mean, no, I've seen it start to at times, and I try to, not eat as much or, not eat as badly. Meanwhile, I had 2 burgers today for lunch, as this one's fouled off toward the backstop.
Well, that's because Grill Master Kevin Ferguson is just
so
a legend on the grill. The Blackstone as well, not just a grill, a Blackstone. It just makes it just a slightly bit better on a Blackstone.
That is true. It brings it the 2-2. This one also fouled off out of play toward the parking lot. Everyone who says they have a Blackstone, though, make sure that they have a Blackstone.
Well, yeah, because they're phenomenal.
They are.
You can't go wrong with a Blackstone. You can cook anything on a Blackstone because you don't have to worry about stuff falling through the grates.
2-2 count, catches him looking, strike 3. So 3 strikeouts now in a row coming for pitcher Tristan Berry in this competition for IKM Manning. Brings up the top of the order of Aiden Akers. Akers last struck out swinging. I don't know. I'd say a Blackstone's kind of nice.
Pancakes, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Everything.
All in the Blackstone.
Berry with this pitch. Akers smacking that out toward left field, and it's going to drop. Rounds first, looks on over to second. He's going to take second here. He slides on in safely.
Woo! What
Man.
a slide underneath.
Bryce Summerfield thought he got the tag on him, but able to get under his Aiden Akers. I'm going to count that as an E7, however, in my book, but it looks like maybe we'll count it as a hit on the scoreboard, so we'll go with a single. And the advancement on over towards second.
Let me get the explanation from the umpire. I want to see what he had. I mean, it was pretty close. It was very, very close there because he stuck his arm out and tried to whip around underneath the swing of the arm. But I want to see what he's like. All right, I saw this touch first before the tag came here. I want to see what his view was of that because, wow, that was really close.
If only we had replay.
Honestly, we'd replay that about 5 times. Let it run. Let the people make their own decision. Take to Twitter to complain about the bad call or good call, depending on what it was.
For now, we'll just say it's a good call.
Again, it was very close. It was very close, so I can't say if it was good or bad. It looked like the throw was going to beat him by a mile.
Right, it did. I was surprised he rounded first because he kind of rounded it slowly, realized it was open, and then really picked up the pace. Nick Denning up at the plate. Now we're with a 2-0 count. Last reached on a walk. Was able to score the only run here this ballgame for AHSTW. Gets one just sliding past him. Almost hit him there. It's almost a kiss and tell situation. Brings up the 3-0. Oh, you know what I'm
not going to say
You should say
anything.
something.
I'll let you just sit in that comment for a little bit.
I'm going to enjoy that. I'm proud of this comment.
The kiss and tell pitch.
Yes. Runner on second, 1 down. The 3-1. Denning takes a walk on over to first. Runners at first and second, 1 down. Brings up Caleb Hatch.
I was waiting for the late show of the call by the umpire. Had tossed his bat. I thought maybe he'd throw the strikeout after the bat was tossed. Like, hey, that's strike 2, buddy. I don't know where you're going.
I was never the umpire. I was so quick when I do it.
You got to be. Those guys that hold on to it for a little while, oh, my gosh. I would hate that. You watch it go by. Oh, yeah, that was outside. Toss the bat. Steer right. Okay. All right, thanks,
Then you're
dude.
churning in your stomach as you're walking down. And you're walking back.
That's embarrassing.
Hatch swings at this first one for the 0-1. I've had that happen, though. I started walking. I was about halfway down, and he calls it. Halfway.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I would always kind of sprint down that way, but
if you hadn't decided by then, you better just leave it.
I was like, it was a 3-0 count, too. And it missed by a mile. It wasn't even close. This ball looks like it's going to go foul. And out of play by Caleb Hatch, and it'll bring out now the 0-2 count. He was already rounding on over to first. Such a high fly ball hit foul.
Yeah, stolen base coming from second to third as well.
Right.
He was taking off on the pitch. He was gone.
Aiden Akers, he's got the Jets on him, and he was already ready for it.
Got to have the confidence after that, near miss tag over at second. All right, I got these guys beat. Even on a hesitation, I can get there.
The 0-2, Hatch swings, strike 3. 2 down. Braden Finneran coming up to the plate. Last struck out in his last at-bat on a 2-2 count. So we'll see if he's able to not strike out in this at-bat with runners on first and second. 2 down, so 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. IKM Manning up top in this ball game.
Again, Finneran just about averaging a hit per game, too. Started and played in 15, has 14 hits on the season.
Not too bad. Means
Not
he's due,
too
doesn't
shabby.
it?
Well,
Just about.
just about, I will say.
He gets a third at-bat, then he's 100% due.
Yeah, once we start to get there, you know, then it's like, all right, come on, we need something here.
Akers goes on over to third, makes a half slide into third base. Looks like that one might have even kind of hurt. He looks like he's fine, but those half slides always hurt, in my opinion, more than the full.
Or you get those ones where you start to slide and your feet trip up and all of a sudden you're
yeah.
going face first instead of feet first. You
Haven't had that
kinda
happen
get
too
cut.
much.
You never, there's always the one, I feel like, you slide and your feet catch and you just kind of flip up over your feet.
Brings it up to 2-1 now here on Finneran. Now I've had my feet kind of trip up as I'm going into the slide, but never in a different scenario, I'd say. The 2-1. So on low and in the dirt. Brings up now 3-1 for Finneran. Runners on second and third. 2 down in the bottom of the third inning.
Nice base hit here, could tie this game. Right in center field.
Pitch is over the head of Finneran as he's going to take that walk on over to first. So bases loaded, brings up the DH Chase Wheatley.
That makes it a little scary. Now, hear me out here. Do we small ball it a little bit, steal third,
right?
Steal from third to home, and put the button down third base line? Do you say go for it, 2 outs, like put a run, a crossed?
Well, remember, you mentioned before, Wheatley's 0 RBIs in the season.
Right.
So only means today that he's got one wrapped up in a bow for him.
He's got 2 wrapped up in a bow for him if he puts a nice base hit out here.
So one slapped on over towards second, picked up by Summerfield, thrown over to first is going to be in time. So things are going to end there on the 4-3 play. We had to the top of the fourth, 3-1 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. See you back here in 30.
If authentic Mexican food is what you're craving, then come on into Rancho Grande in Atlantic. We're more than just tacos and margaritas, but we do make the best of both. We have appetizers, beef, chicken, seafood dishes, and desserts. Mixed drinks, wine, imported and domestic beers are on the menu too. Dine in or relax on the patio with family, friends, date night, or a quick stop before or after the game. Open 7 days a week. You'll be able to fill in your cravings of authentic Mexican food at Rancho Grande in Atlantic.
On WesternIowaToday.com, you're listening to KSOM Sports.
And reminder that the top of the fourth inning is brought to you by Rancho Grande with authentic Mexican food on West 7th Street in Atlantic. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. It's currently 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard as IKM Manning leads in this competition. It's been a few quick innings here in a pretty low-scoring game. It's been more so defensive after the first inning and for both of these teams down the line.
And again, it feels like it should be like the third inning right now, but we had that, second that was 3 up, 3 down for both teams, and we just kind of, this was like half an inning. We're going to go to the next one. Just, brush over this one. We're going to the third. And so we're already here in the top of the fourth. Again, 3-1 game. It's a big hitting game right now. I get 6 hits for IKM Manning, just 1 for AHSTW. Both teams have 2 errors, though. So that's something to watch here as well. But we've had plenty of runners in scoring position. This could be a much more high-scoring game. We could be looking at, honestly, 5-3 right now, easily.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just interesting to see how these guys have been able to put balls into play, and, defenses have made some stands as well, and the pitching has been phenomenal for both teams.
Pitching has been great for both teams. I mean, Akers struggled in the beginning, but he really picked up the pace. And, maybe he allowed a couple of hits down in the second inning, but overall kind of cleaned things up late in the second inning. Third inning, it was just a 3-up, 3-down inning, resulting in 2 flyouts and a strikeout looking. So kind of nothing better to look at there for him as he'll look to keep the consistency coming here against Tristan Berry, the pitcher. Last reach on an error. As Akers winds up and deals. This one way outside for a ball, brings up the 1-0.
Do you call that the announcer's jinx right there? Or talking about how he's been really able to narrow it in, then probably throws his widest ball of the night?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
We didn't say we 0-1 count. Akers winds up and deals. The off-speed pitch goes just a little low. Brings up the 1-1. 1-1 and 1.
I got no words for that. I don't got any saying for that one.
I don't think you do.
Just deuces wild. That's all I've got.
That's all you've got? So we got to come up with something.
You don't have to. You can do aces wild.
No, I don't like that as much.
Yeah.
Deuce is wild. You can do like a motion with it. Aces, I don't really know what you can do with that. The 2-1 count. Akers with the pitch. This one's going to be fouled off out of play.
Almost had a hand on it.
Hopefully the cars are okay on over there.
KSOM van is all right. If anyone wants to see if it ends up being all right, you can stop by the Chuck Wagon Days Parade tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Yours truly going to be driving in that. I'll have some candy to toss out for that parade. Should be a good time.
You're going to just play the stations? You're going to go with a playlist of what we
I
play?
think we'll just throw on the station. We've got, the country top 40, so might as well throw the top 40 on.
Right.
Fitz has got that thing.
Fitz has got you covered.
Got you covered for that one, so might as well.
Pitch by Akers. This one real inside. Almost touching on the inside marker, but brings up a 3-2 count full. One down, Lorenzen looking to get his first hit of the ball game. Akers with the pitch. Catches him swinging. Tags him strike 3 as it was a drop third strike. It's just waiting for the tag to be applied.
I didn't even see it tagged. I was going through the scoreboard. Was like, all right, strike 3. Thought he caught it. And everyone's just kind of sitting there. You see the umpire start waving safe.
Right.
Like, oh, geez, drop third. Nobody knows.
I saw him do that. I'm like, all right, it's drop third. Is Denning going to tag him? And Denning kind of looks
Denning's
at the
like,
umpire and went, oh, okay, and immediately applied the tag. Which, especially for him, I thought he would have immediately tried to apply that tag because he dropped the third strike.
You are there as the catcher. You know if you dropped it or not, and you can usually hear the umpire behind the plate.
Ross Kissel up at the plate. A high fly ball and out toward left field. Evan went underneath it and makes the catch for the final out at the top of the 4th inning. A 3-up, 3-down inning. Back-to-back innings here for AHSTW. 3-up, 3-down. We'll see if they can get the bats rolling on the offensive side. Still 3-1 on the C-Pro scoreboard. See you back in 30.
Who can you trust to treat you fair and get you back on the road? J.D. Wyman Service on Main Street in Griswold. Big repairs or general maintenance, J.D. Wyman Service also specializes in light trucks and diesel repair. Trust J.D. Wyman Service to get you on the road fairly.
You're a certified auto do-it-yourselfer. You like the smell of grease and the satisfaction of completing a project. That's why, when it comes to parts, you buy them at Wyman's Car Quest on Main Street in Griswold. Because you care about what you put in your vehicles. Trust the tires, parts, and tools from Wyman's Car Quest in Griswold.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And a reminder that the bottom of the 4th inning is brought to you by Stein Seed. Stein has yield. Contact Darren Petty, your local Stein representative. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West here on 96.5 KSOM. Currently 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. IKM Manning still leads in this ball game, but really, if AHSTW just gets the bats rolling, things might look different here in the outcome.
Absolutely. I mean, we could, again, we talked about this a little bit earlier, we could see 5-3. We could also see, 3-3 or,
right,
a 6-1 kind of game right now.
Right.
It is very varying, and these defenses have been like, oh my gosh, are they going to make these plays? Yep, they do. Oh, they've got runners in scoring position. Nope, defenses stand up. So it's been a great thing for them. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if the game ends 3-1 at this rate. I mean, a lot of 3-up, 3-downs. These defenses have been so strong.
Charlie Lane up at the plate. Looks at that one blaze by for a strike. Brings up the 0-1. Yeah, we'll kind of see how this game plays out. It's
been interesting.
It has.
I mean, we've had a few there. It seems like every inning, less and less players are getting on base, whether it's walks, hits, errors, whatever it is, we're not seeing many base runners.
This one looked on the outside for the 2-1, and yeah, I mean, we really haven't. It's been kind of vacant out there in the bases.
Since the top of the third, bottom of the third, maybe?
Yeah, just about. Actually, yeah, top of the third is when we started really just seeing nobody get on out there as this one's popped up high and out of play, foul.
IKM Manning had 2 runners on there in the top of the third.
Right.
And got it away on a strikeout, I believe, to end that inning.
It was actually at the top of the second of that one. It was a 3-up, 3-down inning for IKM Manning on the offensive side in the third.
Okay.
Yep. So you had it right, just the second inning in that case. Just a little flip-flop.
A little flip-flop.
Just hopscotch back and forth. That's all right. Barry with this pitch. Drop third strike, throw to first, and gets it out. 1 away. Brings up the strikeout, and it'll bring up Evan Wentz.
He was going to make it. I didn't know he was showing safe, and everybody was kind of lackadaisical.
Everyone,
but him, and he was running down. I'm like, ain't no way they don't realize it's drop third, and they're not going to throw this ball. But you thought for a second you might see it.
Brock Kissel, I mean, he just kind of looked at him and went, all right, I'll go for it. Say no more.
If I have to, I'll throw down the drop third.
Pitch way outside there by Barry to Wentz. Evan Wentz last struck out looking in his last at-bat, brings out the 1-0 count. Happy we stopped talking about food, though, because I was getting a little hungry there.
Yeah, there we go. Good thing we've got some leftover burgers from
we have a lot.
Golf tournament, so if you get hungry, we've got some of those hanging out as well. Again, made by Grill Master Kevin Ferguson on the Blackstone.
He is a grill master.
He is.
No one's better.
Again, Ferg is a grandpa. If you were a grandpa at that point, by the time you're a dad, you are a grill master. It's just kind of a requirement of being a dad.
Right.
Is being a grill master. That's just kind of how it works. Whether you earn that title or not, you have that title.
Now, what does that make me since I'm the skinny guy who lives alone?
Amateur griller?
Okay, I'll take amateur. At least you didn't say bad.
It's like the minor leagues, you know.
All right, I'm in the minor leagues right now.
Yeah.
AA, AAA, where would you put me?
Probably AA.
Oh, that's all right. I'll take AA.
Once, I think the way it goes here as we're at the 2-2 count, I don't know if you said it or not, but I think the way it goes, you're in AA right now because you are dating. I think maybe once the marriage certificate goes through, that's AAA, gosh. And then the kid on the way. Well, actually, kid on the way might be AAA, and then is you getting called up as soon as the kid is born. You're majors.
Went got looking, strike 3. Brings up 2 down, and it'll bring up Calvin Parker, the first baseman, so back-to-back strikeouts. But, man, you're just getting my whole life story here.
Dads out there might have to correct me if I'm wrong.
I think I have a few years, even though I
would assume
I hit
so.
your story.
Yeah. I'm just saying, career-wise, that's the timeline. Kid on the way, you're about to get called up to the majors.
All right. Well, that's a long ways away.
To become grill master.
I am far from ready to be doing anything but that at this moment.
Right.
I'm trying to handle my own self.
As soon as the kid is born, you get a white pair of white New Balances, a pair of jorts, and a Kiss the Cook apron along with your grill. And a new appreciation for mowing the lawn.
This pitch at 2-1. I have appreciation already for mowing the lawn.
As well as not wanting the thermostat to change.
Oh, no, I changed it myself.
That second sense of if someone's messing with the thermostat.
Parker looks at another strike down the pipe, brings up a 2-2 count, 2 down, nobody on here in the bottom of the fourth. 3-1 on that C-Pro scoreboard. IKM Manning leads here in this ball game. We'll see if Barry can retire the side and catches him looking. Strike 3.
What a spot.
We've been treated to some good innings here. 3 up, 3 down inning for AHSTW. We head to the top of the 5th. 3-1 on the C-Pro scoreboard. See you back in 30.
Newman Body Shop in Lyman is your only stop for total auto body repair. Newman handles everything from glass replacement, paint and wheel alignment, to complete auto restoration. For information on all the services Newman Body Shop offers, give them a call at 712-778-4428 or stop by Newman Body Shop on Tucson Road in Lyman. Newman Body Shop is a proud supporter of Griswold Tiger Sports.
KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And the top of the fifth inning is brought to you by Principal Financial Group. Mark Smith, serving Southwest Iowa for over 39 years. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Not that much time for us here at KSOM, and not even that much time in our lives to be able to serve for 39 years like Mark Smith.
Yeah.
That's all right.
That is older than we've been alive, to put it lightly.
Or my parents have been married or anything along those lines.
My parents have been married, yeah.
Been serving Southwest Iowa for some good times. So
shout out, shout out Mark Smith.
So, shout out Mark Smith. I'm just the Indiana boy, so I don't, we'll see how that goes down the line.
Right.
Braden Fuse knocks this one on over toward first, picked up, and gets the out with Calvin Parker over at first, one away. The quick one pitch, one out, and brings up Lane Sams, the shortstop.
Shortstop, number 8, Lane Sams.
There'll be an unassisted out there by Parker. It's good positioning. Just got the ground ball, took it. Hey. But sometimes those plays end up being the hardest because you think about it too much.
The seemingly easy plays all of a sudden turn into the hard plays very quickly.
Showing bunt and fouling this one off is Sams. Brings it now the 0-1 count.
An odd bunting place there, especially since, a late show and was basically half swing by the time he was bringing that bunt down.
It's almost like a show and tell, but you didn't tell as much as you showed.
Yeah. You didn't show much either.
I mean, really,
kind of half swung, chopped at it to throw the bunt down at that point.
Akers trying to get him on the off-speed pitch on the outside. Now brings up the 1-1 count. One down, bases stranded here in the top of the fifth inning. The 1-all, we want to call it that. I can't come up with the 1-1-1. This pitch on the inside meets the border in the lower corner, brings up a 1-2. So now I don't have to think about what the 1-1-1 could be.
The all ones, trying to think, one's across.
On the 1-2, this one's popped up high out toward left field, and it's going to be caught by Evan Wendt for the second out of the inning and bring up Jay Starman.
I just thought about, how weird of a word across is? Because people throw that extra T on the end.
I never threw the extra T across it.
You just always say across?
I say cross.
You never say acrossed?
Mm-mm. I say I crossed the street.
Right.
Or crossed the road, or however I want to say it.
Right.
Do you say street or road more often? That's a...
Ooh. Probably road.
Road? Okay.
I would say road, for sure.
I guess you don't say these streets are terrible. You say these roads are terrible more often. Which we do in the Midwest very frequently, I'd say.
I feel like when you're talking about these roads are terrible, you're talking about the infrastructure. When you're saying these streets are terrible, you're thinking more of like, man, it's dirty, there's garbage everywhere.
Okay.
It's kind of, just a bad part of town.
Okay. I won't get into that topic as much. This one's slapped on over toward third by Charlie Lane. Throw to first is over, but nice pickup by Calvin Parker to get the out. Ends up with the 5-3, another 3 up, 3 down inning. We head to the bottom of the fifth. 3-1 on the C Pro scoreboard. IKM Manning still leads. See you back at 30.
KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And the bottom of the fifth inning brought to you by Ziegler with top-notch agriculture and construction equipment in Atlantic. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West as we're here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Still 3-1 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. Nobody has scored since the second inning in this ball game, and that was just an IKM Manning was able to add on 2 runs to put on a lead. It was tied 1-1 heading into the second inning, and ever since then, haven't seen much of anything happen other than AHSTW in just 1 inning there. In the third inning, left 3 stranded. And unfortunately, we're not able to put any runs up on the board in the bottom of the third.
No, it's really been strong showings by each of our pitchers here tonight as well. They've been phenomenal so far.
Ty Nelson coming up to the plate. Struck out looking at his last at-bat for AHSTW. Swings on this one for strike 1. I'm not going to ask you this question.
Okay.
Favorite drink?
Just in general, or
Non-alcoholic. We can keep it PG.
well, I wouldn't have said alcohol. If an alcoholic drink is your favorite drink, I think we need to have some other conversations. But
That's true.
I don't know. That's tough.
0-2 count for Nelson. Brings up the 1-2.
See, I think different drinks have different, seasons or, different times to drink them. Like a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, summertime, or whenever you get Taco Bell.
And
That's
Nelson pops one out towards center field. That's going to be a base hit. Nice hit by Nelson. Gets the offense started here, and we finally see a runner get on base.
Yeah, I'd like to see some offense, but if it wouldn't surprise me if the defense is like, oh, we let a guy on, we better respond. 3 outs.
Right.
Bang, 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 right away.
Well, we'll see. Could happen that
Would
way.
not surprise me.
But with Aiden Akers at the plate,
He's
last
had
had a
some
single.
success, yeah.
1 of 2 on the day. The single and a strikeout. Runner on first. Nobody down here in the bottom of the 5th. Justin Berry still on the mound here for the Wolves. This one is going to be fouled off toward the right side. You could tell he wanted it. Kind of swung the arms a little bit in frustration.
I know, right down that line. He's like, come on, stay fair.
That's one of those in your head that you want back because you're just going to want to change your swing. You're going to want to maybe change your footing a little bit.
Get a little later on it, put it down the
Right.
line.
Bear the off-speed high pitch.
Ooh, that was a close one, too.
Brings up the 1-1.
Thought maybe it was going to drop in there.
Right? If it dropped in a little bit more, I think it would have been a strike.
Oh, yeah.
The 1-1. Outside and trying to frame it is Brock Husel. Is not going to be able to frame that one. Brings up the 2-1. Yeah, come back to me when you find out which favorite drink of
Again,
yours.
I drink things based on mood more than anything.
Nice short single out toward right field for Akers. And rounding second and heading to third is going to be Nelson. Akers headed to second, and a nice single to be able to advance him on over. Puts runners at second and third.
Did he just give a shotgun a beer celebration over there on second?
I think he did.
It very much looked like he took the can, cracked it, put it up, and went down.
It's one of those igloo water bottles, Austin. It's when you flip the top up and you go back.
Yeah.
We're trying to keep PG here.
It was a can of soda.
I will give you that.
Shotgun.
Yes. This one's going to be knocked out foul over the press box here by Nick Denning.
Again, maybe I have the celebration wrong.
Maybe you do.
But it very much looked like.
Nobody out. Runners on second and third. Denning at the plate. Denning slaps this one on over toward down the third baseline. A run will score. Denning will be out at first. Ooh. And a nice one to be able to at least just get a run on the board. So
RBI.
Picks up the ribby down the line. So out on the 5-3, but advances a runner on over toward third as well. Brings up Caleb Hatch, just one down, 3-2 now on that Seed Pro scoreboard.
I was waiting for, maybe we'd see Wheatley give him another chance at knocking RBI in, but second on the team in RBIs is Caleb Hatch, so you know what? It's not a bad spot for him to be at.
No, it's exactly where you want him to be in this scenario. Especially with that runner on over in scoring position at third with Akers. First pitch, a strike. That was right down the pipe. That's one you're going to want back. That's one I'd want back immediately.
Yeah, and you've got some nice gaps over here between in left center. Be a nice spot to poke it.
He's able to pop this one away foul. Possibly. No one's called anything yet. Says this one's going to be called fair. I thought the umpire called it foul. Home plate umpire calls it fair. Base umpire. I was paying attention to the base umpire because the home plate umpire didn't call anything. Base umpire called foul.
Yeah.
So I was looking at the base umpire, which is why I called it foul.
That's what I was thinking. And then I'm like, this guy's not doing nothing. And then as soon as he took off running, because the coach came out to say, hey, run. Like, they haven't said anything. And the home base umpire's like, oh, yeah, this is fair, by the way.
Well, it'll be an 0-2 count instead here for Caleb Hatch. Gets this one fouled off toward the parking lot. Ooh. You hear reaction. You don't like to hear that.
I didn't even hear the reaction. Did you hear that? Oh,
A
maybe
little
you were
bit. Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. No
Might
sponsor
need to
here.
give them a call.
The 0-2. This one's going to hit high on in the infield. Akers holding at third, calling off and making the catch is Lane Sims for the second out of the inning.
Ooh.
Brings up Braden Finneran. Braden walked in his last at-bat. Still 0-1 in this ball game with the walk.
2 RBIs on the season for Finneran. He's got number 3, standing over on third.
2 down. Finneran, he just light bobble on over toward third, and he's going to be safe over at first.
And there's number
Scoring
3.
is Aiden Akers. We got a tie ball game, 3-all. Nice job by Finneran to be able to make that contact. And we'll give him a single.
Got a nice little bounce on it, too, so it slowed down there on that infield grass.
Designated hitter number 10.
Can't go wrong there. Unfortunately, you know, it doesn't give
Right.
Chase Wheatley the chance to get his first RBI of the season, but, you know, it's fine. Tie game.
I feel like Wheatley's a team player. He's probably not worrying as much
He's
about
like,
that.
hey, we're tie game. I can do whatever I want here now.
Wheatley's just going to look to make contact as he does with that one as it's fouled off toward the parking lot once again.
Give him the old hit and run.
This is definitely one of those places where you just see every fan where it's hit off toward the right side look immediately become silent for a little bit.
It's going to the parking lot. That's how North Lynn is.
Is it?
Except ours is off the third baseline in the parking lot. So this whole area back behind here would be parking lot.
That's just not good design.
I mean, it just happens, you know, and having a lot of righties, it's a lot more
Shallow fly ball, and that's going to drop. Rounding second and heading for third is Finneran, and going to second, and now a missed throw, and coming on in and scoring is Finneran. And staying over and halting at second is going to be Wheatley. That puts up the first lead of the ball game for AHSTW, 4-3 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. What heads-up base running by Finneran.
We were about having a runner on third, too.
Wheatley was thinking about it.
I thought he was going to go. I really did, and I thought he was going to get there, but Coach held him up, said, start going back. And
right.
If it was the right decision, maybe, maybe not. But, you know, I think it could have been 50-50 on whether or not it was going to be right or wrong. Because he had that head start and nobody was on the base. He probably would have tied the throw to third.
Now up at the plate is third baseman Charlie Lane, 0-2 in this ball game. Lets a strike go by there. He's got a runner on second, 2 down. But 4-3 as his team now leads on that Seed Pro scoreboard in the bottom of the 5th.
Heck of a 2-out rally.
It's been a heck of a ball game. Pitch by Barry just on the inside.
Woo.
Doesn't meet there, and
I thought that was a
that's kissing the border.
Clean strike.
Yeah. Brings up the 1-1. Lane looks at that one, almost the same placement.
Yeah.
Brings up now strike 2.
Can't let 2 in that
count.
spot go. You can't let 2 in that spot go. One of them's going to get called.
Lane the lefty up at the plate. 2 down, 1-2 count, runner on second. Barry with the pitch. High and outside for a ball. Brings up now the 2-2.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second.
And a 4-3 ball game.
Yeah, that doesn't help with the 2s.
No. Lane fouls this one off. Still remains at 2-all in the count.
That one, same spot as the last pitch. I'm surprised that one got him swinging. They were almost identical pitches. But only the second time, you know, got him swinging. I guess he took the advice on the inside pitch. He's like, I'm not going to let that go to the second spot.
And Lane is going to strike out swinging. But not before AHSTW adds 3 runs here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 4-3 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. We head to the top of the 6th. Don't go anywhere. We've got a heck of a ball game. Be back here in just 30 seconds.
Make sure you're getting the best coverage for you at the most competitive rate. Hi, this is Nick Carnes with Brocker Carnes & Carnes. We are an independent insurance agency that offers coverage for your home, auto, life, farm, and everything in between. But mostly we are here to help. As an independent agency, we can shop around for the best rates and coverages from multiple companies. Stop by one of our offices or go to brockercarnes.com for a quote on your insurance. Let Brocker Carnes & Carnes help you get the best coverage at a competitive rate.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And the top of the sixth inning is brought to you by Iowa Western Community College in Atlantic. Be you at Iowa Western. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. We've got a heck of a ball game for you here. 4-3 now on that Seed Pro scoreboard as AHSTW is able to take their first lead here tonight. Really, the bats are rolling for AHSTW. It really wasn't errors as much on the field as it was just the hits down the line.
Well-placed hits at that. I mean, just nice drop spots out into the outfield, a couple of short liners here in the infield to put some runners across and around the base pads. You can't ask for anything else for a two-out rally for AHSTW. And now IKM Manning, they're going to have to try to battle back. The way this game has been going, it is going to be tough.
It's a tough defensive battle here so far. Akers still in the mound here for AHSTW through 6 innings here as we're at the top of the sixth.
That's the crazy thing. We're at inning number 6 already.
I know. It's been quick. Pitch catches him swinging. Brings up strike one with a 1-1 count. Rick Summerfield up at the plate, the second baseman.
Rick Springfield?
I know Summerfield. You listen to a lot of Rick Springfield, though, in the summer.
Yeah.
Does that count?
So wait, hear me out.
All right.
We've got Rick Summerfield.
Okay.
We've got Rick Springfield.
All right.
Where are Rick Fall and Winterfield?
You know, I was following you, and I thought we were going to go down a different path, but this one is going to be knocked foul and out of play.
I'm just saying, it's very
you really
possible.
Want Rick Winterfield.
It's very possible there's a Rick
Honestly,
Winterfield.
Honestly, it sounds pretty good. Fall field, though.
That'll be harder to find.
Autumn field?
Ooh, that could be interesting.
I think that one's more interesting.
I will say, you know, as an Austin West, I know for a fact there's an Austin South, North, and East.
Pitch on the inside is going to be fouled off as Summerfield just falls down to the ground.
Summerfield, get the push-ups in, buddy. He was down there ready for him.
He was ready for him.
Get a little pump in while you're down there.
Do a couple, maybe 5, you know, get you ready.
The old, if you drop a catch or drop an interception on defense, start getting 5 push-ups in real quick.
I did that when I was little quite often. It made me realize.
Oh, yeah.
Use 2 hands when the fly ball's out in center field. This pitch just missing on the outside by Akers. Brings up the 2-2 on the off speed.
We've seen that pitch a little bit too often here on that exact spot.
A lot of it.
We saw that those inside pitches last inning. One of them was a strike, one was a ball, about the exact same spot as that one.
Akers there with an outside pitch, brings up the 3-2 count on Summerfield. He's staying alive at the plate. Cue the Bee Gees for me.
You don't want to cue any Rick Springfield?
No, I want to cue
Bee Gees.
Some Bee Gees instead. And this one, right foul tip in the glove. Strike 3. Summerfield strikes out as Xander Richards now comes out to the plate. Currently 1 of 2 in this ball game.
Again, these defenses have been tough. I mean, the fact that AHSW pulled that lead away here in the bottom of the 5th is huge for them.
Right.
Again, the defense have been phenomenal. What, the last time we saw a score before the bottom of the 5th was the 2nd inning?
Yes.
And I believe it was the top of the 2nd? Or was it the bottom?
It was the top of the 2nd the last time we saw any scoring happen in this ball game. So,
and now your IKM Manning is like, geez, we didn't score for 3 innings. Like, we got to try to put a run to tie, 2 to, you know, take a lead here.
Well, first you got to put somebody on.
Right.
So you got to start off with that mark. And, I mean, you could always hit a homer to not put anybody on.
Not with this wind, you ain't hitting no homers. Ain't no way.
It's coming in real heavy here to say it's just one way to put it, as hit by pitch is going to be Richards. So he'll head on over toward first.
Sorry, I didn't see Shohei Ohtani or Bryce Harper, Mike Trout. I didn't see any of those guys here. I don't think we're going to see any home runs tonight with this wind.
Probably not. You can go out there and maybe, I think maybe with a golf club, you know, if you got the drive route, you can hit one out.
Yeah, you could drive a golf ball out of here.
I mean, I don't think I could since I'm so bad.
You get a lucky one, maybe. 1 out of 50.
I couldn't even do Rickwood Park, the original one. I bet you I wouldn't even come close.
Nobody can do the original Rickwood Park.
That was a heck of a story.
478.
That was a really cool broadcast and a really cool thing that the MLB did.
It was. Took it back to black and white and changed the voice filter so it sounded like old-timey radio. You know, showed the different dimensions of Rickwood Field back when Willie Mays made the catch out there as well for San Francisco. Well, actually, he wasn't playing for San Francisco at that time. It's now San Francisco.
Yes.
Because it was what? What was it before? Cleveland? New York? Were they the New York Giants?
This one's going to be popped up high. Denning coming back, and it's going to be foul. And they were the New York Giants at that time, but he was in the Negro Leagues at that time.
Correct.
So didn't even play there with the New York Giants up until when he jumped in the MLB. But yeah, what a ballpark.
Yeah.
Really neat.
I mean, it's no Field of Dreams, but I am biased slightly.
Maybe a little bit. Have you been there?
Yes.
Have you? I got to go. That is one thing I got to do.
It's really weird seeing the original, Field of Dreams, and then you see the giant MLB park in the background. It kind of ruins the whole aspect of it.
Okay.
You're like, oh, wow, this Field of Dreams is really cool. Let's throw a catch out here. Hey, what are all those lights and giant bleachers out there in the middle of the cornfield? Oh, that's just the MLB stadium they used. Oh.
Oh.
I mean, it looks cool from the MLB. I didn't get to see the MLB stadium, but I got to see the original one.
The 1-2 off speed. This one's going to be fouled off. Goes on over toward the AHSTW dugout. Still working with a 1-2 count.
Did not go in the house, though. Just stayed on the field.
You can go in the house?
I think so.
Really? Okay.
They were hosting wedding there, I believe, at the time when I was there as well. So it is a wedding venue.
Akers with the pitch. Denning trying to get him with the border, but doesn't there. Brings up the 2-2. Now, that's the perfect girl, though. She agrees to get married at the ball field immediately, 100%.
You're in.
You're in. You have not lost. However, Huso loses on that one as he strikes out. Still a runner on first, 2 down, and brings up Tristan Berry, the pitcher.
And this is the difficulty we were talking about. These are some strong pitching and some strong defenses here in the field for both teams. But again, 2-out rallies have kind of been the bread and butter for both these teams.
Pitch on the inside for a ball, brings it the 1-0. Would you immediately put a ring on it if she told you, hey, we can get married at the Field of Dreams?
I'm not that big of a baseball fan, so that's not really a huge thing for me.
Well, what about for you? What would be the encapsulating factor for you? All right, well, you don't have anything.
Yeah,
well, you dream a lot, don't you? With
they like me back. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, we got to get to step 1 then. All right.
Step 1.
You're worried about just the baby steps.
Yeah, we're going to take step 1 first. They like me back.
I'd say that's half a step. That's not even step 1. Base umpire calling time. It's going to be a balk on Akers. So Richards will head on over towards second.
Again, I don't know if there'd be like any spot I'd be like, hey, we can get married here, and it'd be like, sold, I'm in. I don't know if there's any like specific spot.
Akers on the 3-0 brings it to 3-1. I don't know if
like even a football like field, like, hey, we can get married at the 50-yard line at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara for San Francisco. I don't know if I'd be like, oh, absolutely, like I'm sold.
Slapped up the middle. And a chance to score here for Richard, but he's got to hold on over at third. Throw is made on home, and now in a bit of a rundown is Tristan Berry. Nick Denning left the plate open, and Richards just didn't go. Akers was kind of holding on the mound, kind of waiting to see what Denning would do. Didn't cover home until he realized that Denning was right about halfway down to the first baseline. So picking up a single is Berry. Advancing to third is Richards. Still 2 down, and Carson Lorenzen now up at the plate. I don't know, if someone told me, like, hey, we're going to get married in center field at Wrigley Field, I'd be like, all right.
But I can see that for you.
Yeah, or Lambeau Field.
Lambeau would be pretty cool.
I think I'd do Lambeau Field.
Kinnick would be really cool.
Kinnick would be cool.
Kinnick would be cool. I mean, all those places are cool, but then you're like, the more you think about it, you're like, God, having a wedding in a football stadium, like that would kind of
Well, what's wrong with that? I mean,
seating everybody there kind of thing. You know,
just seat them in the chairs if you have them
be
in
a
the
weird
field.
thing. They're like, all right, now we got to try to find our way out.
Then
of
you
this
can have
shit.
fireworks. Launch out from
True.
the scoreboards.
That would be sick.
Says
That would be really
congratulations.
cool. That would be really cool.
And then a player comes out and meets you afterwards. That'd be the
Okay,
full
yeah.
experience.
You invite the entire team.
Yeah, you can invite the team.
Invite the team.
This is a great idea.
Well, that's what people do. They invite a bunch of famous people like CEOs and stuff just to try to get free gifts.
I just invite them to see if they'd show up and just eat my food.
People will do that. They'll send wedding invitations to like Steve Jobs. Well, not Steve Jobs anymore, but like Apple CEO, Chick-fil-A headquarters. They'll send it to like random restaurants and stuff. Don't laugh at me. People do this. Like this is a real thing that they'll invite random people and try to get merch off them.
But Steve Jobs is your first example. This one's
I
fouled
was thinking
off.
Apple and Apple Steve Jobs kind of synonymous kind of thing.
Your
bad
first,
and
but your
okay.
first example goes to Steve Jobs, the guy
Someone who
who's
is
been
not alive, yeah.
not on this
Died
earth for a
many
bit.
years ago.
It's all right.
But okay, you know what I meant. They invite
I know what you
corporations
mean.
and CEOs and like try to get free merch out of them. And some places do respond and like give it to you.
Sometimes.
Like invite a bunch of actors. Like, yeah, the actors could absolutely pull something off my registry and give it to me easily.
Right.
That's another thing. Registries, kind of crazy. I know one of my buddies got married. They didn't even put like gifts on the registry. They said, we're doing these 4 home improvements. Donate as much money as you want to these home projects.
I don't mind that. Renzen fouls this one off toward the left side. Now working with a 1-2 count.
Or you have those people that are like, hey, let me put this super childish thing on here and see if anybody buys it.
I'd want like
one of my buddies, he put a new TV on his registry.
That's not a bad idea.
He had a broken one, so he threw like a 55-inch flat screen on his registry.
That's not bad.
He's like, all right, why not? Let's see if somebody gets it for me. And it's like one of the first things that got bought.
1-2 catches Lorenzen swinging. AHSTW gets out of the inning. Great pitching by Aiden Akers. We added the bottom of the 6th. 4-3 on the Seed Pro scoreboard. See you back in 30.
Anita Supply Center is here for you. From the big jobs to the small tasks, we're here to help. Hi, this is Kim with a reminder of our hours, so when you need our help, we're here. Anita Supply Center is open Monday through Fridays, 7 to 5, and Saturdays, 8 until noon. We're here 6 days a week for all your building, landscaping, how-to projects, repairs, and more. We offer free in-home measurements, free estimates, and can help you put your ideas together. Anita Supply Center is open 6 days a week for all your home improvement and building needs.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And welcome back live here to AHSTW High School as the Vikings lead 4-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard as we're here in the top of the 6th inning. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Austin, what a game this has been. I mean, we've had multiple discussions in terms of food and topics and
Drinks
wedding and drinks.
You never said what your favorite drink was either.
Oh, 100% coffee all day. And you know which
Really?
one specifically is that pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. The inner white girl in me sometimes wakes up, and I just really...
I'm a huge pumpkin spice guy. Not a pumpkin spice coffee, but pumpkin spice anything.
Anything.
Pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread.
Have you tried the pumpkin spice latte, though?
No, because I don't like coffee.
Well, you just have to try this.
I just don't like coffee.
What about the Culver's pumpkin spice shake?
I'd absolutely try that.
You haven't tried that?
I don't think so.
I'm coming.
I've had pumpkin pie blizzard from Dairy Queen.
Okay, that's close. It's a close taste.
That's pretty good.
It's good. Well, regardless of food, Evan
Pumpkin
Wentz
pie,
now up at the plate.
Concrete mixer from Utterly Delicious in Atlantic. I've had that because that was a monthly deal. They had flavor of the month.
I never got that. I was so disappointed when
know
you told me about it because you told me about it in the middle of October, I believe it was. Maybe September.
I was watching Monday Night Football, eating a pumpkin. It was really bad Monday Night Football, as Monday Night Football usually is. But
it depends. Thursday night's the real one.
True. It was like Patriots and Broncos or something like that.
Yeah,
it was.
Game.
It was a rough game.
2-1 count here for Wen at the plate. Struck out twice in both of his at-bats off 2 in the game. Now we're with a 2-2 count. That pumpkin spice stuff, it just gets me.
It's good. I love
too
pumpkin
good.
everything. Big pumpkin pie guy.
2-2 count. Chips this one on Barry with the throw on over to first and makes that one in time on over to Starman for the 1-3 play. And brings up Calvin Parker, the first baseman, after the first out of the inning.
And this is a big bottom of the sixth here for IKM Manning. I mean, it's a one-run ball game. That's what you kind of want to keep it, because you've got basically half an inning left if you hold them here to score a run or 2 runs.
Right.
And then try to stop them again. So you really need this inning to be able to, hold them off. Don't let them put too many runs across, if any at all, because, again, it's practically do or die time here for the Wolves.
Right. And swinging on that one, this is Caden Jorgensen in for Calvin Parker. Jorgensen this season just 195 at the plate, but a 353 on base percentage. Working with a 1-1 count. It's just a short grounder on over towards second. Speed doesn't get him. Whew. Jorgensen quick, but not able to get there in time, as it brings up the second out of the inning. For a second there, I wasn't entirely sure how that was going to play out.
A lot of hesitation there in the field. Jorgensen hesitated at the plate. We had some hesitation in the field, like, oh, this thing's going to be rolling. Died in the infield, first of all. Like, it was very, very close. Jorgensen, if he's running off that, it looked like it came off the bat weird. And so he was like, ooh, foul. And then it just kept going. And he's like, oh, I better take off to first.
Right. That's exactly what he did there. Brings up the 1-0. I mean, I've never seen a ball die so much as it did when our first game of the season for baseball was at Griswold. That was something.
That was something, to say the least. As that thing, if you wanted a good bunt, you were getting it at Griswold.
Oh, you could have laid down anything and been able probably to reach, because that ball just would sit. 2-0 counts. Now bringing it sit to 3-0 for Ty Nelson, the center fielder. Last out a single in his last at bat. Currently 1 of 2 on the day. And working with a 3-0 count. 2 down, nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. This one a strike. However, Brock Kissel just missing that one, the catcher. Haven't seen too much go back to the backstop here in this ball game.
No, we really haven't. We talked about the big backstop. We really haven't seen it play a factor, as umpire will have a couple of words for the IKM Manning coaches over in the dugout.
This one, another strike, brings it up to 3-2 now.
I saw them mask him off, and he started talking. He started chirping at him a little bit. I don't know if they didn't like the call or what, but
3-2. This one, a high fly ball and out toward right field. It's going to drop. Rounding first and heading for second is Nelson. Throw is not in time, and Nelson's able to pick up a beautiful double.
And we're going to get a timeout called by IKM Manning. We might see Barry pulled here. See what it is. And I believe we will see Barry pulled.
We'll have to see who replaces him as. We'll pause here from a few words from our sponsors. Currently 4-3 on the C-Pro scoreboard. See you back here in just a few moments.
Nobody has delivered more high-yielding Enlist E3 soybean genetics to the marketplace than Stein. That means your local Stein representative can provide you with the product knowledge and seed genetics to help you maximize profits on every acre you plant. Discover yield plus experience by partnering with the undisputed leader in Enlist E3 soybean genetics. Learn more at steinseed.com. Stein has yield.
It's time to plant. Maximize your yield and get precision placement with a Fendt Momentum Planter from Ziegler Ag Equipment. With a higher capacity for less refills, a weight management system that prevents soil compaction, and a flexible toolbar to plant even over uneven terrain, the Fendt Momentum Planter can't be beat. Stop by Ziegler Ag Equipment located in Atlantic today to get a quote.
And streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we're back here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 outs on the board. But AHSTW looking to add some more runs as they're leading this contest 4-3 on the C-Pro scoreboard. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. Summerfield now named the pitcher here for IKM Manning. So far this season, he's got a 3.69 ERA with 32 hits, 18 runs, 16 earned, and 27 strikeouts on the year. So we'll kind of see what he can do on the mound. Rick Summerfield, I mean, he's been pretty good here in this ball game so far, to say the least. He's got a single. He's 1 of 3 at the plate, so he's been able to make some contention in this ball game so far.
Also discovered that you've been saying Brick Summerfield the whole time. I did not realize there was a B there, so I've been saying Rick Summerfield as people try to guess from the Rick Springfield joke.
I just was rolling with it. I thought you were just saying Brick and Rick. That's kind of what I was thinking.
You're Rick both times. So, yeah, slight mistake by yours truly.
High fly ball in the infield. Picking up and making the catch.
Almost didn't. That was in the palm and about to fall out.
It was close, but heading into a flyout to end thing there is Akers. So we'll now head to the top of the 7th. We'll see if AHSTW can hold. We'll be back here in just a few moments.
What's it mean to be in good hands? It means you get an expert agent who's in it for the long haul. We'll get to know you and be there for you as your coverage needs change. I'm Craig Hummel at Hummel Insurance Services, and we work with Allstate Insurance. Let us help you choose the right amount of protection to meet your needs, and see for yourself what it means to be in good hands. Call Hummel Insurance Services at 800-482-6426 or stop in anytime.
Live on KSOM 96.5 and streaming live on westerniowatoday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And at the top of the 7th inning, AHSTW leads 4-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. However, we're going to pause for 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to 96.5 KSOM. And we welcome you back here to HSTW High School. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. And Austin, this is now, as you mentioned, do or die time. IKM Manning's got to get something rolling. HSTW's got to hold. We'll see what happens here in the top of the 7th inning. 4-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard.
It's a nail biter. We got ourselves a nail biter on our hands. The visitors coming in down by 1, top of the 7th. This is what dreams are made of.
This is why the Field of Dreams were built.
Well,
maybe not.
Maybe that's the exact scenario.
This one head on over toward third. Picked up, thrown over to first is in time. Brings up the first down of the inning.
Uh-oh.
And that's probably not the exact way you'd like to start it off, especially with the top of your order with Ross Kissel. That was kind of the ideal player that you wanted to get on, but does bring up the first down. Brandon Fuse, now the left fielder, coming out to the plate.
But a good, contact and hit ball. Just have to line up right towards the third baseman and just scoop, toss. Easy out over at first.
Lane just made the easy play over there as this one slapped on over to first, picked up by Calvin Parker. Touchdown over at first.
Uh-oh.
Brings up the second out, the unassisted out.
They've been putting it into play just right towards defenders for AHSTW. And all of a sudden, IKM Manning down to their last out.
My apologies. It was Caden Jorgensen making that out over at first.
Again, it's 2-out rallies where both these teams have thrived.
But Lane Sams here, the shortstop up at the plate. That one meets for a strike on the outside. Sams has had a hit here in this ball game. So we'll see if he can get another one here as he's working on the 0-1 count. This one a high fly ball and out toward right. It's going to be bouncing far out of play. That took a nasty bounce and really went far.
And it's really interesting here at AHSTW. The fence stops there in the outfield. So you have the nice openings right there at the end, on the end of the foul lines.
Kind of like it.
It's nice. I mean, you get the fans involved a little bit over there, but it's always weird. Like, oh, it's going to bounce off the fence. Oh, wait, there's no fence, and there it goes out towards the parking lot.
The 0-2 count. Winding up. Delivers. This one on the outside for a ball.
That's a good one to, to try to get a guy to reach on. We've seen a lot of them on that outer edge. It's 2 outs. You've got everything to lose here if you're IKM Manning. I mean, those are ones, you might get a guy to swing on.
Akers with the off-speed pitch.
That's another one you might get a guy to swing on. A little lower, but I mean, ugh.
Sams with some plate discipline, to say the least.
Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Akers with the windup and the pitch. This one gets him. Strike 3. What a beautiful game pitched here today by Aiden Akers. And what a win for AHSTW. Final score, 4-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard, as the Vikings are able to notch a win on their record. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with you to break things down here in our KSOM postgame show. Don't go anywhere. See you back in just a few moments.
I know you have a choice. Hi, I'm Mark Smith, certified financial planner and registered investment advisor with Principal Financial Group. Today I want to say thank you, Southwest Iowa. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve the community for 39 years. Over the years, you've given me the opportunity to get to know you and your family. Thank you for your trust, your confidence, and most of all, your relationship. If I can help you with your financial plan, please give me a call at 712-243-2466. Mark Smith, Principal Financial in Atlantic.
Live on WesternIowaToday.com. You're listening to KSOM Sports.
And we welcome you on in here to our KSOM post-game show. I'm Zach Collins alongside Austin West. If you're just joining us here, AHSTW coming up victorious in this competition, 4-3 on that Seed Pro scoreboard. They'll improve to a 6-12 overall record. IKM Manning will fall to a 10-12 overall record. AHSTW will now be 5-11 in the Western Iowa Conference. IKM Manning at 4-9. Austin, what a ball game it was here today, to say the least. AHSTW, they're going to be really praying here tonight and thanking God for that fifth inning, because what a fifth inning it was for them. Able to add on 3 runs as they came into the bottom of the fifth, down 3-1. Able to take this one and just really, Aiden Akers able to sweep this one out. Pitched lights out here in this competition. 8 strikeouts I've got listed for him here in this ball game tonight. And man, he just played phenomenally. He was able to get 2 singles down the line, went 2 of 4 at the plate. Couldn't ask for any kind of better player or any kind of better team here in this ball game.
No, I mean, they were phenomenal. I mean, IKM Manning was great, too. And this was a game you kind of came in, you're like, looking at the records, you're like, all right, let's, we'll see what happens. You never know with teams like this. Again, obviously coming up against each other, so you're like, all right, we can see either thing. We can see a really one-sided way. We can see a really tough competition, or, it's one-sided the other way. Luckily, we got the better of the 3 options, and we got the tight ball game coming down to the wire. Again, a 1-run game. And again, fantastic defense and fantastic pitching by both these teams. I mean, hits were here and there, but boy, were they really controlling this game from the mound.
I mean, just so many strikeouts down the line on both sides. But one thing I'm going to ask you, I mean, what do you think made Aiden Akers so successful? Was it his off-speed pitch, or was it able that you just led pitches into groundouts?
I mean, a lot of it was the pitches into groundouts. I mean, let's take the top of the 7th for just an example. 2 well-hit balls off Aiden Akers. They were well hit. It was like first pitch, oh, I like this one. Let me get a crack at it. And they do. They all just happen to be groundouts right to players in the field, which helped out a lot. So it was fantastic to have that defense behind Aiden Akers. But again, he did have the strikeout to end the game. So, you can't count out his off speed and his pitching and as well as he is to able to be paint the strike zone. We've seen a lot, especially on that right side. Well, from our angle, right side would be the pitcher's left side of the strike zone. Whether it was a lefty or a righty, that side of the strike zone was getting painted all night, and it was about 50-50 whether or not it was going to be called a strike. So just being able to put it out there and force the opponents to be able to swing at those. For both teams, IKM Manning and AHSTW, they had to reach on some of those because you never know if it's going to be called a ball or a strike.
And the thing is, too, I mean, Tristan Berry on IKM Manning's side, 10 strikeouts in this ball game as well. He looked very good on the mound for the Wolves in this competition and definitely showed that he's got some really good potential here and really has kind of kept the Wolves in contention this season to be around that 500 mark. Unfortunately, does not pick up the win here in tonight's competition.
Yeah, and when you look at those hits, I mean, for a while there, it was there was a lot of disparity between those hits for a while. It was like 6-1, I think, at one point in terms of hits for IKM Manning and AHSTW respectively. So, again, these pitchers were fantastic, and we saw Barry do fantastic in there for IKM Manning. Again, he's not giving up many hits, but the runs just happened to come up and, at a bad time and go against him and gave the Vikings the win here tonight.
And that's what happens in the end in Austin. Any final thoughts before we close things out here after HSCW takes this victory 4-3 over IKM Manning?
Great weather.
Yes.
Great baseball. It doesn't get any better than this in the Iowa summer. The lights on, ending it here in the top of the 7th, getting a strikeout as well. Pop flies, boring. Give me a strikeout to end the game.
And the best way to end it, it's a Friday night.
It's a Friday night, and it is a win for the home team. I mean, they're going home, maybe hang out with the buddies after the game as well. There's late night spots open on a Friday night. I know that for sure. You can find a spot to hang out somewhere.
But AHSTW still has to prepare for the game coming up against Bedford coming up tomorrow, so they really won't be able to get the break.
Don't stay up too late.
This one will kind of propel them into their next game coming up, so we'll kind of see how they play against Bedford. IKM Manning will wait for the Western Iowa Conference tournament coming up next week, but their next listed game is going to be against Exira EHK coming up next Tuesday. As mentioned before, IKM Manning falling to a 10-12 record. AHSTW improving to a 6-12 overall record here on the season after a big 4-3 victory here tonight. We hope that you tune into KSOM on Monday as Panorama will take on ACGC in softball action and West Central Activities Conference action with myself, Zach Collins, and also Wes on the call. Pre-game show starts at 6:40, opening pitch at 7 o'clock. We'd also like to give it a quick shout-out and thanks to our sponsors who made tonight's broadcast possible, including the Seed Pros, Brocker Carnes & Carnes, Cass Health, Riggs Ag Services, Anita Supply Center, Hummel Insurance, Rancho Grande, Stein Seed, Principal Financial Group, Ziegler, and Iowa Western Community College. This broadcast has been an exclusive presentation of Meredith Communications. Any reproduction or retransmission of the use of this broadcast without the express written consent of Meredith Communications is prohibited. The General Manager of Meredith Communications is Bill Saluk, and the Sports Director of KSOM is myself, Zach Collins. Once again, your final score here from Avoca, AHSTW 4, IKM Manning 3. For Austin West, I'm Zach Collins. Thank you for listening to another presentation of KSOM Sports on 96.5 KSOM and our video live stream at Western Iowa Today TV, powered by Nishanet. Enjoy your Friday night. Have a great weekend, as we'll see right back here after the weekend for some softball action as we say good night from Avoca.
That was another presentation of KSOM Sports on 96.5 FM. Any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of Meredith Communications is prohibited. KSOM Sports thanks you for listening to this broadcast as we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming on 96.5 KSOM.